isomalt, you don't got to remember that. Say that 5 times fast. Isomalt and dextrose. Those two together provide a platform that gives you some immediate sugar, only a couple grams, followed by a couple grams of more sequential carbohydrates so that it takes longer to get into your system and you don't have an insulin response and a sugar rush and pulled out and you crash. So it's designed scientifically. So that's a formula that's going to be in 4 of these products that just made several of these products better, and I'll be going through those. I know Dr. Buckner, again, another man I'm privileged to know, in his line of work, they always talk about positive outcomes in the medical community. And positive outcomes require positive actions. And most people in this country don't make any positive actions. They want the positive outcome, but they're not willing to do any positive actions. And that's what we're all about. GPS. You know that stands for Global Positioning System. You know that, and I know that because I spend a lot of time in the woods. And in my younger days, we had maps that you'd follow contours, and you just had to figure it out. Now you just plug in this GPS, and it makes sure I never get lost. Well, that's kind of a metaphor for what this is. It's a system approach. When Jared first approached me about Pure in the philosophy of Cleanse, Balance, Build, I thought, that rocks. It's the first cogent, understandable way to explain how to get yourself up and running. Really understandable system. GPS is also a system with the products I'm going to introduce to you tonight. And again, many of you use them, but it's a system approach. Those 2 product lines together allow you to do some incredible things. And I love the tag is navigate your way to peak performance, because that's exactly what you do. It's a navigation system. You stay on track. You don't get lost. Timing for the product line. Well, with Cleanse, Balance, Build, you know, we know 70% of our country is overweight, obese, suffering all kinds of maladies. The GPS system, we have 30% of our population who, from my bird's eye, they can't stop working out. You look on Instagram, I mean, it's just people working out. I mean, I don't know, does anybody work anymore? So my point is that there's this massive market of people that need to get healthy and then move to the advanced stages. In this younger generation, a bunch of you just love to work out. And so the products in this company are incredible. The timing is incredible, but it's even to get it. I'm just so big on everybody treating themselves. If you want to look like an athlete, why don't you do what they do? So I'm going to go over some of these things. Both groups need GPS to advance healthy outcomes. I turned 60 this year. Very home to be calling. So yeah, hallelujah. And Darren, you know, give me a call, and I'm always appreciative of that. But the GPS line means more to me now than it did 10 years ago. It means more to me now. Because the clock is ticking. You know, the window's getting tighter on the old man. And so the ability to stay upright and stay healthy is important. So GPS products help you live a life of vitality and mobility. So you don't end up in morbidity, where you have some oxygen tubes stuck in your nose and all these things. Somebody else pushing you around. From a business opportunity, this line has the potential to generate not just tens of millions, hundreds of millions of dollars based on the quality of this product. There's a company out there that I have tremendous respect for. I won't mention the company, but I respect them very much for what they've done. They're about a $500 million company. And I know their products can't touch these. Can't touch it. Their business model is stupefyingly bad, but they're still doing $500 million in sales. So with what we've got, with this business model and these products, it's time to raise our game, folks. Time to raise our game. I think we're being undersold, and we need to jump on it. It starts with you people. I worked for a guy named Dennis Franchione for a while. He was a coach at New Mexico, and then he went to TCU and asked me to go for a 40-cent an hour raise. I said no. Then he went on to Alabama, called me again. I said no, and off to A&M, and I told him no. But the moral of the story with Dennis Franchione, he always said this. He said, if the players aren't where they're supposed to be, doing what they're supposed to do, well, Coach Paulson, that's your fault. You know, my hackles kind of got up, but he's right. You know, when you're dealing with 120 football players, if they're not organized and they're not doing things right, it's my fault. And so I'm going to take a little bit of this heat myself for not doing a very good job. But after this event now, after I step off the stage, it's on you. Are we good?
Yeah.
Okay, because I'm done babysitting people. 30% sports line. By the way, fitness line, sports line, 30%. I call the 70%, which is where the massive market is, a lifeline. Sports line, I'm taking the lifeline. I ain't playing sports no more. I couldn't jump off a piece of paper. But I want a lifeline. I want to fish with my grandkids, have a lot of fun getting up and down the mountain. So we're going to get on with this thing and start rocking. GPS, you can see this right here, this logo. It's awesome. We're going to start going through some of the product here and make sure I have the right flow in my notes. Energize. Love this product. Again, it's got that new dual carb formula. It supercharges your workouts. It's got the right blend of amino acids. It's low sugar, 0.5 grams of sugar per serving. It's got the right kinds of caffeine to stimulate your mental faculties. It's got some amino acids for muscle repair, so those are circulating in your system while you work out, ready to go in and spackle up that damaged muscle tissue. So it's a great, great product. It boosts metabolism, activates muscle, builds lean muscle when combined with exercise. Again, now to clarify that, why is that? It's because the intensity that you bring to the muscle. You know, I used to do a deal with my guys where I'd rub a feather on a light bulb. And I'd say, that's intensity. That's a lack of intensity. And then I'd get a brush, and I'd brush that light bulb a little bit harder, kind of squeak, right? And then I'd set it down, I'd grab a hammer and just smash it. I said, that's intensity. That's intensity. You women think I'm crazy. But you need to bring that to the workout, and that elevates your Energize helps elevate that. So the BCAAs in there help with muscle repair. 1 scoop in 8 to 10 ounces of water, 30 minutes before what I call go time, whenever that is. If you're going to get ready to go garden, well, garden hard. 13 years of age and older. And now there's some information you're going to really like, because they're explaining how children can use some of the product, not all of them, but some of them. For example, 6 to 12-year-olds can take this product half a scoop. So I think that's important to note. Let's move on because of time, and a lot of this information you're going to have access to. Adapt, another product that I've always been really, really big on. So big that I need to find the note that goes to it. But Adapt is just adaptogenic herbs, okay? It's adaptogenic herbs. And the active ingredient there is called Mumio. And Mumio helps the body and mitigates stress. And it comes from European countries, and it's harvested in this really unique way, and it's a black tarry substance, and it's really just a very, very powerful properties to help your body deal with stress. Emotional stress, physical stress, environmental stress. You take 2 of those before activity. I take 2 every day, whether I'm active or not, just because I know I'm physically good. The area that it grows in, I believe it's Tajikistan, the local population that harvests it have a 10-year lifespan increase over the rest of the country. So it's a really cool product to take, and I think you should investigate that. That's not a product that you're going to want to use with children. Adapt is not. So, but you got to try this product. It's just, you take it for flying. All right, it helps your body deal with oxygen deprivation. Circulate. Circulate is another really cool product. And what it is, it's a bunch of amino acids, specifically arginine L-pyroglutamate, which you see a lot of. Has anybody ever seen that commercial with Dana Loesch where she's selling this beet powder? Well, the active ingredient is arginine pyroglutamate, L-pyroglutamate. And they put a bunch of stuff in this to help your bodies at the cellular level, at the epithelial level. It helps release nitric oxide when you take it, which basically acts as an arterial elasticity promoter. Okay? It helps everything open up. It's like a vascular superhighway. So I've always said, where blood flows, nutrients go. Well, open that bad boy up and get things moving through your body. So Circulate is really very, very good for that. I mix it with my Energize before I work out. I mix them both together. 8 to 10 ounces, knock it back, 20 minutes, go time. But it certainly can be taken alone. You can take it at bedtime. You can take it in the morning. And going back to that illustration when it comes to beet juice, they're promoting blood pressure, right? Reducing blood pressure, so it has positive effects on blood pressure. Also preserves lean body mass and protects muscle tissue. So that is a really cool product too that you're going to really want to look at and promote with people. You mix up a Circulate with an Energize and give it to somebody before they work out, that's golden. They're going to really like that. This is what I was talking about on this slide. I just want to give you a heads up on it so we didn't have to spend much time. And it's that dual carb, isomaltulose and dextrose. And so you can just see what it does there. You can read that yourself. But it just helps with a better absorption system than some of these companies out there that are over-the-counter companies. You know, I'd avoid them like the plague. You just hydrate. Anybody tried the new grape flavor?
Right here.
Talk to me. How do you like it?
Number one product we got right there.
Super. Do you know in 1965 Gatorade came out and so did Pedialyte at the same time, and they understood that the research came out in 1963 demonstrated that if you add, let me back up, most of the time water gets into your system through osmosis. You drink it and your stomach slowly leaks into your small intestine and then it just slowly leaks into your body. Not good when you're dehydrated. That research indicated that by adding 6% solute to fluid, it helps rapidly absorb into your system. They call it fast gastric emptying. Okay, and they took that and off to the races those two companies go. Now in the case of Gatorade, nothing said that 6% had to be 35 grams of sugar and some artificial color. Not to mention, once you put nutrients in solution, they start to oxidize and degrade. So you don't want that. So with this product, Hydrate, you've got so many benefits. You've also, just so you understand this, and it's an easy way to understand it. Your blood is comprised of 50% water, approximately 50% water. And anytime you start to dehydrate, you're losing fluid out of your plasma, out of your blood. And it starts to get thicker and thicker and thicker. And I had a doctor one time tell me they call that sludge blood. That's why you have confusion, fatigue, headaches, because your heart's got to pump that thick blood through those blood vessels, those capillary beds, and you feel terrible. And then you just tip over. So you want to stay hydrated, and you don't live on this stuff. A couple servings a day interspersed with water is what you want. Keep your electrolyte profile up there. Only 3 grams of sugar. I picked up a Powerade the other day. 57 grams of sugar. I was in Hawaii. Pepsi made a product, 78 grams of sugar. I don't know. Did you notice, by the way, if you ever listen to an oncologist, Dr. Buckner, when a heart specialist, people who deal with metabolic syndrome, when they start talking about dietary changes, what's the first thing they want you to do? Sugar. Start backing off sugar. Reduce sugar, reduce sugar, reduce sugar. And here we are as a nation pumping it into our kids. It really is a great market. You got to give them credit for marketing that junk. I mean, it's really, truly amazing. But that new grape flavor, it rocks. This product, 4 years of age and older. So stay hydrated. You know, it's listed as a during, not a pre, during, but you can take it in the morning, you can take it at night, you can take it anytime you need to hydrate. But it works really good that way. But that one product really has really broad implications, and you'll feel so much better. Post-workout. This is in my wheelhouse here now. Because Rebuild is really an amazing product. If I had one product to pin my younger athletic aspirations on, one product, it would be this. If you have young athletes, yourself, when you're active, this product is really, to me, revolutionary in what I saw it do. Now, I'm not reading about it. I watched guys just explode. To give you a little background on it, it includes a nice healthy dose of highly digestible proteins which your body needs in repair. When you're working out and when you're done, your muscle tissue has what's called GLUT4 receptors. These sensitive receptors that start to come out, and they're basically saying, gimme, gimme, gimme. So what you do is right after a workout or within an hour, preferably right away, but an hour's fine, you dump that into your body and those GLUT4 receptors pull that up, repair tissue, and you feel like $1 million. So you need to know that. That's some good science right there. I call it a muscle sponge product. Your muscles are sponges. They want that, and if you don't give it to them, they're going to have to go break down pre-existing muscle tissue to get the amino acids that they want. Why would you do that? So invest in that. Dramatically improve muscle gains while reducing muscle soreness. It's for 12 years and older. 12 years and older. 1 scoop in 8 to 10 fluid ounces of water. I take it again right after my workout. But now, is anybody, the thing that really drives me crazy is one word, nepotism. You know, when people take care of family. Like I see the Burnett's, you know, and I see Jared, and you see, you know, mom and dad, and, you know, and it's always rankles me. There's only one case when nepotism doesn't rankle me. My own children. Okay? So, I'm kidding, obviously, with the Burnett's. They're very dear friends. But I want to show you something here. I want to, let me set it up before you show the video. My oldest son, Jesse, was a good high school athlete, multi-sport athlete, football, basketball, track. But didn't get recruited by anybody. You know, but he was a hard worker, he's like that firstborn, very diligent as a young man. And so he listened to the old man and, you know, worked hard, and then I told him what he needed to do nutritionally, and he did everything I told him. And so he went to the University of New Mexico and was very successful there briefly, because then he transferred. They went through a coaching change. And he transferred to the University of Oklahoma. Now, Oklahoma doesn't take anybody that's not a blue chipper. Nobody. They don't have to. They can get anybody they want. Well, Jesse had trained himself to the point where he walks onto that program, makes the travel squad, you know, 50 guys, by stepping it. So that's 50 blue chippers that he jumped by right there. He didn't even get a scholarship in New Mexico, and Oklahoma gives him one. So let's show this video real quickly.
The guy who really stole the show today, Jesse Paulson. The numbers he put up were unbelievable, with a vertical of 39.5, broad jump of 11.2, and running in the mid 4.4 range. A few words that scouts use to describe him: impressive, shocking, and sick. A guy like Jesse Paulson putting up Winchester-like numbers from last year really was the buzz of today's Pro Day. So I'm proud of, obviously
I'm proud of Jesse, what he did, what he accomplished, you know, and he didn't listen to anybody else when they said he couldn't do that. He went into the Cincinnati Bengals camp, and but just you know, just trained hard. But he took the nutrition, he trained hard and took what was necessary for his body to recover, or that does not happen. I'm just telling you, it doesn't happen. Now, I want to go to one other gentleman. Could you pull up that Earl slide? I've got a picture back there. Do you have my picture of Brian Urlacher? You can pull up on the stage or up on the screen. It's coming. There it is. This young man, back there it is. Brian Urlacher was a kid that I coached in 95. Brian got to New Mexico. Nobody hardly recruited him. Texas Tech came in on the last week, and he came in and tore it up. Should have been the #1 guy taken in the NFL draft. This rebuild product, I gave him every day. I gave it to him every day after he trained. Incredible athlete, given the right fuel, blew it up. So in the article, it says he made most of his gains, he gained 35 pounds as a freshman of muscle. You know, and so, you know, I don't want to gain 35 pounds of muscle. You probably don't want to gain 35 pounds. That's not the point. It's either gain or retain. At that age, you want to gain. At our age, you just want to retain. So rebuild has incredible application for all of you. The 70%ers. We may not all have weight to lose, but you still want to keep the muscle that you got relative to the body God gave you. So again, my experience with these athletes allows me to speak from a position of authority. Now, how about this one? Brand new product we're launching. Bedtime product called Reset. I've been waiting for this. I always had a phrase with my guys. I've said it a few times before. 18 to 22-year-olds got to keep life simple, right? Bleed it, feed it, and rest it. That's all you got to do. Bleed it, work the body. Feed it, give it good nutrition. Rest it, get your butt in bed. All right? So all you got to do and your body will respond positively. Pretty simple. So this reset, though, is the rested part. All you got to do is mix this product up. It tastes great. Orchard spice flavor. Mix it up, slam it, just before you go to bed. I tell you now, now swallowing can be considered an exercise. Not beautiful? I'm all about that. So it promotes proper balance of HGH, human growth hormone, testosterone, and mitigates, again, the negative effects of cortisol. Helps maintain lean body mass, encourage restful sleep, aids in reducing stored body fat. It's got, again, arginine pyroglutamate. It's got another product called HMB, hydroxymethylbutyrate, that helps strengthen and build muscle. Just a great, great product. 3 grams of sugar. Again, the dual carb deal. 1 scoop and 8 to 10 ounces of water before bedtime. 18 and over. Ages 18 and over. All right? So you can see these here as I just went through them. It does all these things. It's just, I'm just telling you now, how easy is it to get benefits for the rest of your life? You know, positive outcomes require positive actions. Get this in your system before you go to bed. You can, just so you know, if you take your cleanse at night, you can take it in conjunction with your cleanse. Okay? So you're okay there. Great product. I can't yell at you, but
But you can.
you know, I'm capable of yelling at you. So get this stuff in your body. You know, get it in your body. Informed Sport. All these products now, 4 out of 5 have already been cleared by Informed Sport. Wow. We are within days of getting the last one, which is a little bit more complex. We're fully confident it's going to pass, and then it's all cleared And what that simply means is that guaranteed no ban substances. Anywhere you go, guaranteed no ban substances, you can take that anywhere. That's an opportunity. Now, for the 70% of the room, some of you have seen this before, and I'm going to cover this quickly. Here's an article, Nutritional Interventions to Augment Resistance Training and Induce Skeletal Muscle Hypertrophy. What does that mean? All right? It means if you're active and you feed it, your muscle's going to grow. This slide over here, you see it over there, it's on the upper, it's a 40-year-old triathlete. Look how firm that muscle tissue. That's a cross-sectional view of your thigh. That bone in the middle is white. And so you can see how much muscle, 95% is muscle. 74-year-old, move down. The body is collapsing. Muscle tissue is collapsing. When your muscle shrinks, your world shrinks. Don't let it shrink. Exercise, garden hard, ride your bike, go for a walk, feed your muscle, and look at the last one on the bottom. That's a 70-year-old triathlete. So, I don't expect us to be triathletes, but you see what's capable when you do what you're told to do? It's right there. It's your deal. In your lab. People want to know about this. You got to go tell them. That's good research. And that's good to know. Some new